5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hello and welcome everyone to True the Beer and Podsequences.
Yay! And choo choo.
The arsonist sells seashells by the baby bumper in New York. It's
Exactly.
working. Everything's good.
There we go. Cool.
Excellent.
I think everything's working.
All right.
Cool.
This is a podcast where my co-host and I listen to all the Cincinnati-based craft beer podcasts and watch the media and all that from the previous week. We get together at a podcast host, and today we are back.
Back.
At Higher Gravity Summit Park. Thank you for being a gracious podcast host. Now, hopefully there aren't too many consequences from the hosts of the other craft beer medias and shows, but so we'll see. I'm Marco.
Hi, Marco.
And you are the best co-host in Podcast Landia.
I'm Julia.
And then we have one of the other voices you heard belongs to the Gnarly Gnome.
That's me.
And then the other voice belongs to Julia's Josh. Or DIPA Josh.
DIPA Josh.
DIPA Josh.
Jeez. Hello. He's got a name. He's not just Julia's Josh. He's DIPA Josh.
He's DIPA Josh. Sometimes he's Bach Josh. Baching it.
But he is always the best Josh.
Yeah. It depends on the context.
He's the best Josh at this table.
I'm here.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's it?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
I'm
what?
good.
Let's just
Hey, you know,
let's wrap it up. We're done.
We're done.
All right.
All right.
See y'all
This
later.
has been great.
It's been great. It's been fun.
It's been
but it
real.
hasn't been great
It's been
fun.
It hasn't been real fun. Yeah. Well done.
So the thoughts and opinions on this podcast are ours and ours alone. They do not reflect any entity which we may be affiliated with or not affiliated, but either way. Full-time jobs, part-time jobs, Higher Gravity. I'm speaking for Julia and myself. Our other two commentators at the table can speak for whoever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
I'll speak for Mattree.
Excellent.
Specifically Mattree Parks and Rec. Across
Okay.
the park.
Right across the park over there.
Yeah, right
And
across the park.
I'll just speak. I don't really know if it means anything, but I'll
All
just
right.
speak.
Okay. All right.
So anyone can claim your words as theirs if they want to.
If they want to claim my words,
I'll take
that's fine.
every other word of his.
But if they claim it, that's their responsibility.
You good with that?
Right.
If
Then
claim-
they suffer the consequences.
Yeah, I'll take those. Yeah.
Okay.
Every other word.
Cool.
Good
Here
deal.
on out.
Now, we're not like those fake-ass podcasts out there that really don't drink on the show. We actually have beverages. And today, let's go around the table. DIPA Josh, what you got?
I have Nugget Nectar from Troeg.
Not a DIPA.
Ooh, good point.
It's an Imperial Amber, so that
It is an
could it
Imperial
be considered
Amber,
a
yes.
double Amber? So still got the D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twins named Amber.
Sure.
There we go. Gnome.
Mine is supposedly Trees of Tahoe, but it's not what I remember Trees of Tahoe from 50 West looking like or tasting like. It's
That's what it is now.
kind of hazy and little. I guess there's a little bit of like a piney kind of resiny thing, but not much. It's,
Marco.
I am having Nugget Nectar as well.
Awesome. And I'm
Julia?
I'm having I think I had this either last week or the week before. Bart's Best Brown from Bookhouse Brewing, Brown Ale.
Yep.
Very good. I'm really enjoying this one.
Yep. I think
The alliteration.
yeah, I think it was last week. So we both had these beers last week.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't they get warm?
Very slowly.
Yeah.
Very, very
I
slowly.
mean, after a week, I would think
Well, but I mean, Nixle is pretty good. If we say, hey, I didn't finish this, can we keep
he
it in
just
the...
sets it in there on a shelf.
in the-
Saran wrap over it.
Yeah. No, not even saran wrap, just a
Coaster on top.
coaster. You just
Right.
coaster on top
Lets
of
it breathe.
So because we didn't have this last week, I'm going to go ahead and jump into
Oh,
the final
Don the Rock.
NFL Deathmatch Challenge. The
Deathmatch.
Superb Owl edition.
the big game.
Thank you to Don Rock the Imposter on the YouTubes for, seriously, the best rendition.
Yeah, we'll
of
see you
the
again in
NFL
6
Monday
months.
Night.
I feel like
No
he's
kidding.
jinxed me all season.
Likewise. Had some luck, had some not so much luck.
How are we doing? How's everything
it's,
going? Yeah.
Well, it's
not super.
going. It's not super.
Okay.
Not super at all. We have two teams to pick between this week.
Really? Is it
I
really
mean,
two though?
No.
There are two teams out there this week.
Are any of us actually gonna take the Chiefs?
No.
No.
Okay. How does that work then?
we either all get a point or we all don't get a point.
Did we go some kind of like score pick or something?
We could do. See, we didn't really dive too much into this. Like at the
Because
very end.
if we all
do
agree
wanna
that we're all picking the Eagles, we have to do something else to make this an
Okay.
actual
I
bet.
think we all have to pick the Eagles.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Otherwise, we're going to take another
like,
shit.
do we
in
want
your
to?
face.
God, and we do not need that. Do not need that. What about which team will score first?
No,
No?
there's still. It needs to be something that like only one person can win.
Well, you can pick a stat like how many sacks the Eagles are going to have.
How many calls in the refs are going to be corrupted?
Oh, just
Oh, that's yeah.
How many penalties the Chiefs get called against them? Maybe.
How many minutes before they show Taylor Swift?
Oh, crap.
That's good,
Yeah.
that's
I
good.
mean, all of these I think are pretty good.
These are all good. Yeah.
She'll be in the pregame.
Yeah.
She's going to be part of the halftime show.
Is she?
Hopefully
No.
not.
No.
I doubt it.
No.
But there are rumors like, oh well, she's going to be there. Blah blah.
Well,
It's like,
Kendrick does have a song with her.
That's
so
true.
That's not,
So it's not
too far off.
It's not out of the realm of
Yeah, it's
possibilities,
not.
but hopefully not.
You can't afford it.
God, this is
It's got to be something that only one of us can win.
Three-way rock, paper, scissors.
No, it's got to be based on the game.
Do we each want to pick a stat that only one team or one whatever can have like the most of? Like one person picks the most sacks, one person
I'll
has
pick
the most.
the Eagles for the most
fumbles.
points.
Okay.
I wanted that one. I'll take Chiefs for the least amount of points.
I will take.
Why don't like, do something fun and like the person that's closest to the right number is the winner.
Okay.
Okay.
So how
You
many
mean the score?
score or
Yeah,
like I said,
hate
differential.
trying to-
sacks or penalties or something.
I like
something
sacks.
random. Sacks.
Sacks or fumbles.
Yeah, I like sacks.
Who doesn't? You know? Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's a good stat to really like just hold on to. I'm going to say, in the entire game, both sides, there will be 3 sacks.
Okay.
Both sides. All right.
Yeah, I'm going total.
A combined total of 3.
Combined total of 3.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to have only 2 punts.
Well,
No, I thought we were doing
all
like
picking
everybody's
different things?
sacks.
Oh, well, no, we'll
I thought we were picking one thing that we could
Yeah,
all have
okay,
different
all right,
numbers
sacks.
of.
Closest
so
one
it's sacks.
wins.
You're going total sacks
Total
then?
sacks in the game.
Is it
I'm going to go
closest without going over or just closest?
I think Price is Right rules closest.
I think
without
so
going
because
over.
then yeah.
Because if you have like if say I pick 3,
So we're all
Margaret
going
picks
total
5,
sacks then?
and someone
Total
picks
sacks.
and the number's 4, right? Yeah, total sacks in the entire game, both teams. I said there'll be 3.
Okay. I'm going to go 5 sacks.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'll go 0, Bob. 0 sacks.
No sacks. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, we will see this Sunday what happens, and that will be the conclusion of this season in the Truth, Beer, and Consequences NFL Deathmatch Challenge.
Get my challenge.
Winner takes all. Yeah.
Yay.
What?
So we didn't pick the Pro Bowl.
No, we did not pick the Pro Bowl. Well, we only have 3 shows that we had anything to do with this week, so do we want to just go ahead and talk about those and
I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to.
get this nonsense over with?
Yeah.
All right. We have Barstool Perspective. We have Craft Parenting Podcast.
Right.
And we have the weekly Point.
Oh,
Hey.
not what it's called.
Everyone drinks when we miss
Cheers.
Drinking,
missed that up.
Which we haven't done in a while, actually. Now that I think
No.
about it.
We've been too good.
We got to dial back the goodness. Yeah. Got to get back to sucking a
I got to
little more.
remind myself that.
Yep.
Dial back the goodness.
Where do we want to start this week?
Can we spin the wheel?
Yeah, we can do that. Let's see.
See if she can find the wheel here. Oh, she's cheating.
I did cheat.
Yeah.
Easy muscles. I can't read those little words anyways from here. So
Well, you're going to get up and walk over.
I'm not walking over there.
You wanted the wheel, therefore it's now your responsibility.
I can't.
Let's talk about Barstool Perspective.
Okay. Yeah.
From January 31st, I titled this one, Is This a Podcast Now?
I tried to find
know,
it in the
I didn't-
podcatcher,
I didn't
and
check.
the answer was no.
I looked under Barstool Perspective. I looked under Brew Skies Booze News. I looked under just Brew Skies. I was not yet seeing it, but we'll touch on that a little late. Well, no, just right now. It said, and this should be a podcast by now, and I don't know if he meant that as he thinks that it has actually
Maybe
been
he just
published.
doesn't know what a podcast is.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Maybe he thinks...
I think it's more that.
Because didn't we determine last week that they get all of their news from like young people and they don't actually know what's happening at all in the world?
He's not teaching a class right now. So what young people is he getting information from?
Good question. College
The
kids that are
internet.
sitting next
He
to
assumes the
it.
internet is
Internet?
just written by young people.
The cashier at Aldi?
Maybe. Diageo selling Guinness. Ish.
Or are they?
Ish, yes. Actually, I kind of misplayed my notes a little bit. They started this episode discussing what's a nugget, and that was a pretty spectacular part of the conversation.
It's one of those things that if you squeeze it enough, nectar comes out.
Jeez. Well, then what's a New York City Happy Meal? It's almost
It's a
as if-
martini and a bagel.
Not quite.
and everything
Not quite.
an everything bagel.
With lox.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Nothing like
let's
garlic
see.
with your breakfast.
So they from the Nugget discussion, they talked about, is Diageo selling Guinness? Ish. Yes, no.
No.
Kind of, sort of, not really.
No.
And Mike's wife apparently knows more about internet trends than he does. She knew that it was splitting the G and not cutting the G,
Right.
and she did it.
Yeah.
Mike
she
was
did
very
it.
proud.
Doesn't
Was
surprise me at all.
Very, very proud. But what I want to know is, was he proud enough
We can do that
of
here.
his wife
with
doing
this
that?
G right here.
That's true.
Right there.
To take a picture and post it onto social media.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
You split the higher.
Pretty close.
That's pretty damn close. Yeah,
I did not.
that is very close.
He split the H.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. See, we're good at splitting things here.
How would you pronounce a split H? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Next week we'll pronounce the whole H.
Jeez.
Come back next week.
Going to Ireland is not worth it unless all you want to do is hunt for leprechauns.
I think at some point,
Sounds a little racist.
It kind
I
of
think
did.
at some point we're obligated, like Rachel and I are obligated to go to Ireland since she's a redhead.
Probably.
We have to show up.
Probably, yeah.
Isn't there a calling, like at some point in every redhead's life where they have to go to Ireland?
Yeah, they think it's their soul calling them back, but it never actually is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
We use Irish Spring soap.
I've never.
Good for you guys. Stick to your culture.
I've never understood wanting to kiss the Blarney Stone.
What is that?
You never heard of that?
No, is that like a sexual thing?
It's like
No.
splitting.
No,
It's like
no.
splitting the G.
So there's like I think it's like in a castle
Yeah,
in Ireland.
yeah.
There's this like stone that people like
Hey now.
Lean
slide.
over.
They like lean over the
Edge of it,
ballast
yeah.
of like the top of the castle or whatever, the crenellation or whatever.
the
I don't remember the crenellation around the castle.
oh yeah, the
you know the peaks of the castle.
Cunnilingus.
So there's like a rock that people like lean out of the edge of the castle and like kiss.
Okay.
You never heard "Kiss the Blarney Stone"?
Nope.
And is it supposed to give
I'm
you
not
like
Irish.
gifts
It's
of
supposed to be
speech?
like good luck or something.
Yeah.
Oh well, I like luck. Why wouldn't you do something for good luck?
Because probably like hundreds of thousands of people have kissed a rock. Why are you wanting to kiss
Hundreds
this
of
rock?
thousands of people to kiss my ex-girlfriend, and I still did it, and it was still fun. Like sometimes you just gotta get your face in that Blarney
Take
Stone.
one for the team.
Not here for a long time. Here for a good time.
The number one hottest beer in the United Kingdom is a complete farce. It's called Madrid. It's not pronounced Madrid, and it's not made in Madrid.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Right. It's like all those American flags
like
that were never
every-
made in America.
No, it's like every beer style that exists.
Yeah,
Guess what?
yeah.
This Pilsner is not from Pilsen.
Prices to do wine tastings in Napa Valley have gone down for the first time ever.
Ever.
Ever in the history of Napa Valley, I guess. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
I'd think that's a good thing. Prices should fluctuate back and forth.
Yes, like a healthy economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, that must be nice. Let's see. What else do we have? A breaking revelation on who actually picks grapes and other fruits. Which
okay.
we don't, yeah.
I don't. I'm not disagreeing with the fact that there's a lot of undocumented people that are picking fruits and grapes and things. I don't know that that's necessarily what we should be striving for as a country.
No.
I don't think that's like a bragging right.
No, I think that it should be that. Yeah, that's a whole different topic. But no,
all right.
I think I know what
I'll
you're
leave it
saying,
alone.
I agree with what you said. And then they talked a little bit about potential changes due to tariffs, depending on what may or may not happen with those. And again, something else that we don't really need to talk about.
A little bit of a delay on all of that.
Yes.
I guess good news.
Yeah. Get their book, and if you point out each and every typo, they will buy you a beer for every one that you find.
As I was reading it, I computed it in my head.
Yep. I had my clicker out. So go to CincinnatiBeerBook.com and give them some money. And maybe they'll buy you a beer.
Buy more than one copy in case you want to read it more than once.
Absolutely.
You just wait until the next time that I get them on a show. I literally have a list of typos.
That's awesome.
They're going to owe me a lot of beers.
Wait. Doesn't matter what beer. Or will you just take whatever they're willing to?
They didn't specify, so whatever they. Either way, it's funny.
Okay. And then they're from the bottle review, O'Fallon's Chocolate Cherry Dark Wheat Ale, which they both had very strong opinions about.
They drank a beer that does not exist.
Yes. That's all I got.
Yeah.
It was another really fun episode. If you can tune in live, it is on YouTube about 1:30 every Friday afternoon. They've been pretty good about being more consistent the last few weeks, so just keep an eye on their channel.
And it's a podcast. It's just a secret podcast.
It's a secret podcast. If I happen to find where the podcast is, I will put it in the show notes. Otherwise, go to YouTube, because isn't YouTube where people find all their podcasts?
Yeah.
There are no podcasts on YouTube.
Ours is there.
Yes. The sip count. Mike took 13 sips. Brett took 22.
Okay.
Very nicely done. That's 35 total sips for 70 ounces or 4.375 pints in this 29-ish minute show.
That's working.
That's very good. Yeah.
Working.
Yeah. That's getting it done. Did we need to take a break for anything before we move on to Craft Parenting Pod and the Weekly Pint?
I think we should.
Before breaking.
I think we should pace ourselves.
Okay. Sounds good. We will be right back.
Gotta go find the freezer.
Did you find the freezer?
I did.
Oh God. I guess warning Nick wouldn't be. I don't know if we should or shouldn't. No.
Don't warn. No warning.
No warning. All right. No. Josh, what'd you get a refill of?
I got another Nugget Nectar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. And then Gnome.
I have no idea. It's some kind of brown ale, English brown ale.
The one
Bob's
that I-
Bookie,
Doodle Brown.
best, bodacious brown beer.
Biscuits, boobies, and bobcats. There we go. All right. Cool. That works. Want to move on to Craft Parenting Pod?
Yeah.
All right. This one wasn't really centralized about anything Cincinnati-based, except for Joe is finally over.
Pissed off about this
Dry
episode.
January. Ooh, why? I wonder if you're mad about it.
I'm finally over dry January. I'm going to drink hot water. What?
Well,
Why?
it sounded like they recorded it before the end of Dry January.
Well, then you
'Cause they were
can't say you're done with dry January while you're dry Januarying.
If you paid attention to their social media, I don't think he did make it through dry January. They posted a picture, and I believe it was on the Craft Parenting Pod feed.
Drama.
We're at Westside.
He's hiding in the background, drinking a beer.
2 beers. What did Joe have to drink?
Okay,
But that was on February
That was on the
1st.
No. That was on January 31st, not
No,
February
that's-
1st. No.
You know
no.
what? Sometimes I go out and I drink multiple beers while my wife stares at me. Like, that's fine.
But the beer that they said he drank matched one of the beers in the glasses. So My truth is that he did not make it until February 1st.
Unless they have a time machine.
Exactly.
She might have knitted a time machine.
might.
She could have made a time machine.
An engineer
And a crafter.
and a
It's
scientist.
entirely possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll just append it to drier January.
Yes. So yeah, Joe kind of made it through dry January,
And then they spent
and then had
25
friggin'
minutes
hop water.
fucking talking about hop water
Yes.
and not the one that he was drinking. A totally different company.
Right. They were like, well, we didn't look up anything on this. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's an episode where
Yeah,
we're
how
not
about
going to
move
get.
on?
Well, I'm like, it's an
And they-
episode where they're not going to be reading from websites all episode, and then they found stuff to read from.
See, it's water that you put hops in.
Sounds like a
I did have a note in here that says I have no
good. I actually like it.
idea
It's
what
good.
it is because Caroline didn't have a website to read it from, and then I said, just kidding, they found some websites.
Hop WTR.
Yes, they did. They did ask the question: is hop water the new seltzer? I don't think so
No.
because people still want that alcohol buzz. So hop water, to me, will not replace it. But it's another option out there for people that are looking for a hop flavor without alcohol, and they don't want any.
No, I think
beer,
it's
any
good.
wine,
Like, I actually
whatever.
enjoy hop water a lot.
Yeah.
I still just wish it was a little bit cheaper.
Yes.
That's always my gripe with stuff like that. Like, if I'm buying water, I want it to be cheap. I'll pay a little bit for it. I get
Sure,
that you're putting
right,
hops
right.
in it, but
But you're right.
if you're going to use Citra hops or something, it's going to make it too expensive. It's too much.
right.
Did dry January make Joe any healthier?
No.
He then proceeded to read a website about why people crave sugar when abstaining from alcohol.
That does
All
happen.
of-
I mean,
Sure, it makes
you
sense.
know, we've seen this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, Bruce Guys has been telling us the whole time. The whole joke has been sugar.
Sugar.
It's
Yeah,
been sugar all
absolutely.
along.
Absolutely.
When I took my break a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
I was housing Skittles. Like, it was just crazy. Like, I was like, you know what I need? I need some Skittles right now.
I need like the Costco size bag of
Yeah.
Skittles.
Oh,
I need
yeah.
that like
I was-
5-pound bag. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the biggest bag of Skittles you can buy? What do you think?
Ooh.
Like, just on Amazon right now. What's the biggest bag of Skittles? Don't look before you make your guess.
No, I'm gonna guess.
I think
I'm gonna guess a 2-pound bag.
I'm
gonna say 10.
I was gonna
say 10.
I was gonna say 10.
Joe and Caroline then moved on to the other topic of this. I didn't even say this is episode 238. Is craft beer culture dying in America? AKA
But
the Joe and
half of
Caroline
the
Reed
episode was just talking about fucking dry January.
Correct.
Yeah.
But they did say that with all the non-alcoholic options and non-beer options available, is craft beer culture changing? To which Caroline said, probably.
That's the way to
But I
put
feel
yourself
like-
out there.
But I feel like it's craft beer culture is going to be a little subjective.
yeah.
So I think that's going to be a very hard thing to say, is it changing or not? Joe did point out that kind of the whole feeling that alcohol is either bad or it's not something people want to drink, is that more of a learned behavior versus something that is a product of, well, I guess even just being out and about and around it would be just learning it from your peers. And if no one around you is drinking, if they're not doing anything with alcohol, with beer, craft beer, you might, learn that it's just not something you want to be a part of.
Learning
I don't know.
whether you want to be a part of it or not is one thing. Whether or not it's actually harmful is a different thing.
Yeah, which circles back, and I think this was in
Yeah,
a
there's-
couple things, just moderation. I mean, we've been saying it, well, we've been telling you that other people in other podcasts and other shows have been saying it for over a year, just moderation. Everything in the world is going to kill you eventually.
Yep.
Just enjoy what you want to enjoy, just do
Oh,
it
yeah.
in a smart and safe way.
Not a day goes by where I don't find out some other goofy internet thing about how many microplastics we have in our body parts or whatever.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then they kind of not really transition, kind of stayed on that same line and going to warning labels and them being added to beer potentially. It's not suddenly going to make people go, oh,
It's
I
dumb.
had
If-
no idea this was unhealthy. This label is the reason I'm going to suddenly
If there's warning
stop.
labels on everything, the warning labels don't mean
anything. Right. It's kind of a, I don't want to say it's a cry wolf situation because they are valid, but right, when you see it all over the place, you
Well-
don't care. Or if you're going to do it anyway, a warning label's not going to stop you.
I-
Hey, all of a sudden there's a warning label on this glass. Well, you know what? Now I'm not going to drink it.
Yeah.
No. If you're gonna drink it, you're gonna drink it.
Was it in this podcast or something else where they were talking about all the science behind eggs? Like, eat eggs, don't eat the
mentioned
yolk.
it a little bit in this one.
Yeah. Eat eggs, don't eat the yolk. Just eat the whites, then eat the whole egg, and then it's not bad. It's
good
you know,
cholesterol,
it's good.
bad cholesterol,
Like, blah,
right.
blah, blah. I mean, it's just like God, all the shit changes.
It's,
you know.
Again, it's all.
No, nothing changes. That's the whole joke of it. Nothing changes.
No, not at all.
No, the information.
It's cyclical.
The
It's cyclical.
way
It just
the way that
keeps coming back around and around and
that's
around.
something is labeled or talked about changes.
Yes.
The egg doesn't really
It's
change.
Same as it's always been. All the actual like facts are the same. We just can't figure out what they mean.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Anything else on this episode of the Crap Parenting Podcast before we move on to?
What's with Joe changing his name?
I don't know about that.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, I
he's,
did.
He's not
I
Crap
did.
Parenting Joe.
No, he is not.
He's like-
on the social medias.
Social media.
medias.
He's like Daddy
Yeah.
has words or something.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
No.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's really
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah. Just promoting his blog,
I
I guess, instead of promoting his podcast.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Is this the
the beginning of the end?
splitting of Craft Parenting Pod?
No.
Oh.
Well,
Either way, I'm just going to call you Joe.
All right.
anything else before we move on to the weekly pint?
No.
Leon?
Nah, that was Leon.
Nice.
Definitely Leon.
All right, weekly pint episode. I'm calling it 247. It's time to fuck around and find out.
I think that's right. That's not what it said.
No, it's not. But that's what I said. I'm calling it.
Okay, that's fine.
Because if I say time to FAFO,
Oh,
that doesn't roll the same way. You know, it's kind
Good
of
point.
stuttered, kind of chopped. Swine City's
Ruben stuttered.
anniversary beer. You drank 2 of them. They were both kind of as expected, but also kind of not as much as you were hoping.
Yeah.
I think would be a fair statement. The first one was Fine All the Time, an Imperial Peach Bellini Sour, which sounded absolutely amazing.
it's definitely a little disappointing.
It needed to be fizzier.
Yeah,
More
definitely need to be
effervescent.
fizzier. Every one of their beers needs to be fizzier.
I would have expected like bubbles.
Yeah, it needs,
levels of
Yeah.
everything they make
Yeah.
needs to be fizzier.
Yeah. Let's see. The other beer that you had from Swine City was their Nuke, Ohio Cincy Style Chili Brown Ale, the extreme cheese version.
Extreme cheese version! Sunday!
And I was sad to know that there was no actual extreme cheese in the
no
beer.
extreme cheese.
The thought of cheese in beer is just
Yeah,
really
that's-
off.
That's not a good.
Now,
Cheese with beer,
yes.
fine.
Yes.
The thought of cheese in
beer,
my beer.
We started a podcast about that.
Yeah. Apparently, when I walked away,
very
there's
short,
now a.
very short-lived podcast.
About 30 minutes ago.
We lasted half an episode.
Cheesecast. Queso cast.
It wasn't cheese beer cast though.
We didn't get to that part. That was the surprise
Yeah.
second half of the first
Get
episode.
there.
I came back too quickly.
It was an entire podcast just about beers that have cheese in them.
So I want to go back to the bottle.
Yeah, well, that's where we have to start.
The mustard seeds in the wax
Oh, yeah.
that the bottle was dipped in. I think for what this beer, I'll say is, I don't say was, but for what this
Was
beer.
I drank it, so it was.
Okay, what
It's
it
gone
was.
now.
It's gone.
Brilliant.
I think it's
Like
great.
that just completely.
I love stuff like that. It's stupid. It's a funny idea, and I love it.
And it looked like the wax came off fairly easily too. So it's
Yeah,
not like,
yeah, it was
okay,
easy.
this is cool, but now I'm going to be cursing for the rest of the night because I can't get the damn wax off the bottle.
Yeah.
I mentioned to her that it kind of makes me mad that Skyline does not have like stone ground mustard for their conies.
You don't
Yeah.
mess with a coney. You got to use the same.
But
like,
if you're using
basic-
like whole mustard seeds in the wax, it kind of makes me just to want stone ground mustard.
Well, like
Yeah,
when
probably great,
Skyline
yeah.
when Skyline does their seasonal conies with the Mets,
yeah,
use the stone ground. That way you're not.
Yeah, I
that
like
way,
that.
That way
I like
you're
that.
not.
Yep.
That way you're not.
You
know,
don't
infringing
bastardize the
on-
regular
exactly,
coney. Yep,
Exactly.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
Yep.
needs to be a thing. You talked a bit about Gnome content and merch coming soon. So if you are not already supporting the Gnome on Patreon, please do so. The content currently is a little few and far between, but when it's out there,
picking up.
it's great. It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
Screw you. You got a free video today.
I was just about
Yesterday.
to say.
It's not
We're
free
getting-
when
we're
you pay
getting
for
a-
it.
Well, not everybody pays for it.
But everyone's going to get it eventually.
Maybe not. I'm still haven't decided.
What Gnome does is still absolutely worth giving him a couple bucks a month. So
Agreed.
So do it. thegnarlygnome.com/support. Or like, share, subscribe, review with all of your friends, and just get his word out there. It doesn't do as
reviewing,
much.
None of that actually does anything. I hate this thing where people get on their podcast and they say, "Oh, make sure you like and give us 5 stars. It helps people find the show." No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. It does nothing. Does nothing to spread your show. No.
Well,
it's a myth.
my
It's
whole
a myth.
It's a myth.
my whole outro is a lie.
All just social proof.
It could be a YouTube thing where it goes viral
On YouTube, you need to comment and engage with it, but on podcasts,
Just podcasts.
podcast it
All
doesn't.
right. Fine. Scratch that note out of here.
keep saying it
You know.
though.
Everybody does, but it's
Let's see. You had to break out an unusual tool to open the bottle.
yep, first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tooling it.
It was interesting. I was worried that someone was going to have to call
Blowtorch,
911.
yeah. Got to get the blowtorch out.
Yeah.
And,
And then, let's see. There were only a couple notes on this because a lot of the show was talking about those 2 beers, and we want people to watch the episodes, even in the pair. No, watch them after they are published and not join live Monday nights, 10 o'clock. Well, 9:30.
It's
closer
still,
to 10. I don't know what time it is anymore.
It's strange to me, and I get it, kind of. Like, it's easier to watch shows on your own kind of schedule, and plus the algorithm feeds it, and I get all
Sure,
that.
sure.
But, like, it still is, like it's a fraction, like a very small fraction of people that listen live versus afterwards.
fact.
And then even on top of that, there's still, like, is a good chunk of people that listen to the actual podcast feed, which doesn't even have the video.
Mm-hmm.
It's, what are we doing? What?
Yeah. Well, I know that. I know.
It's fine.
I know
Listen if you
Jason
wanna
from
listen.
Higher Gravity. He watches after the fact because
Yeah.
sometimes when I come in here, if he's here on a Tuesday, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm catching up with Gnome next." And
Yeah.
sometimes he'll try to figure out, hey, what was this comment about? Because since he's not seeing it
Right.
in real time, he just sees the comments as just a giant block of text, essentially. Plus, then you can call in, harass the Gnome.
Yeah. Tell me about the beer release on Saturday.
Absolutely. When you got to shill, you got to shill. You said that more breweries need hot dog rollers,
They do.
which I'm okay with.
I believe that, like, even like if you have like a kitchen and say your kitchen closes at like 9 or something and your tap room's open until midnight,
Yeah, have a hot
you
dog.
should have a hot dog roller. Like, just
Chips and
always
hot
be
dogs.
cool.
Yeah.
Fine with that.
Do you remember the bartender that was here for a bit who said she had never had a hot dog, and you were beside yourself? You're like,
I
what do
don't
you-
remember that.
You don't remember that? Oh, okay. It was probably such a terrible memory for you.
Yeah, I would block that out.
Yeah.
Do you think gas stations have ruined the hot dog roller?
No. No,
No?
gas stations keep it alive.
You think?
Oh yeah.
I have like a negative image in my head of what a hot dog roller.
Oh God,
Like,
no. I
I-
love them. Gas station hot dogs are great.
I'm not opposed to them. I'm just thinking like every time I go into a gas station, I'm like, those have been there for like 3 years.
I don't care.
How come you can't get one at the grocery store? You can get
Yeah.
a fresh sandwich. You can get a
A
salad.
rotisserie chicken?
You get a rotisserie chicken. How come you can't get a hot dog?
That's
There
true.
should be hot dogs everywhere.
Cooked hot dog. I mean,
We should petition for Higher Gravity to get a hot dog roller.
Even if they're
on
not,
board.
even if they're not already cooked, just have them in like a little fridge, and it's like, hey, you're here, you're doing your shopping. Here's like a 3-dog roller. Pull your dog out, toss it on the roller. Go walk down there, get your milk, and then come back and get your dog and go home.
What about you know how some grocery stores have like the cup holders on the carts?
A dog holder, yeah.
What? No, just
Dog
just
claw.
a dog
I mean,
a dog roller,
it's
like a 1 or 2 dog
Oh,
roller.
built into the
battery powered, so it's cooking and rolling your dogs while you're shopping. So you
Yeah.
don't have to like go
There you
back
go.
to get it. You
It could
just-
be powered by like the wheels.
Yes,
It
if
could
you
be-
keep- if you keep
Can we
moving.
start a
Moving.
band? Can we
Oh
start
my
a band
God.
called 3-Dog Roller?
Yes.
I think we should. I think we should.
I know you can get them at Costco, but I mean, at any regular grocery store that has all these different things that you can get that are ready. You can get fried chicken. You can get tacos at some of them. I mean, it's just you get all this stuff. You can't get a hot dog.
You should.
Sushi.
I firmly believe you should be able to get a hot dog wherever you go. You walk into the bank, you're waiting in line. There should be hot dogs.
Man,
Get a hot
I could have
dog.
used one. I walked into the bank on Saturday. Was that the first? Right. I was 10th in line.
Guess what would make that easier?
A hot dog.
Hot
and
dog.
a beer.
Is that an environment you want to eat a hot dog in, though?
Why?
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah,
Why
well,
not?
yeah,
Yeah.
every environment I want to eat hot dogs. If the bank is going to have that stupid Keurig coffee machine that's going
That's true. That's true.
put some hot dogs out there. Yeah, well, give me a hot dog.
Coffee, hot dog, and popcorn. Because the place I used to work, when we would open on special events, we would have,
would have
hot dogs, coffee, and popcorn.
You ever dip your hot dog in the coffee?
I had not done that. I had not.
Weird Al invented the Twinkie Wiener sandwich.
That's true. He did.
Nope. That's a story that we shouldn't tell on the air. Nope.
Split a Twinkie, put a hot dog in it, and then cover it in spray cheese.
That's the
Twinkie Wiener sandwich.
There you go.
the title of my first book.
Joe K knew exactly what you were talking about. Joe K knew exactly what you were talking about. Shout out to Joe. The other Joe. No,
Yeah.
not that Joe. The other Joe.
I'm sure Joe has seen UHF.
He's met Weird Al multiple times. Yeah, very cool.
Way to go.
Going back to Weekly Pint, you brought out some more label approvals that are out there with the big disclaimer. Just because the
More
labels-
TAFs.
more TAFs, which is good to see. You did do the disclaimer that just because there's a label approval sitting out there does not guarantee anything will happen with that label, even
Right.
though a lot of times it seems like we do end up seeing those, but it's not a guarantee.
It's more like
So don't-
foreshadowing.
yeah, but don't take Gnome's word for it. Just just hope for the best.
I do,
but,
though. You guys don't need to. I do.
Okay, all right. And then you promised that new episodes of Cincy Brewcast are coming, and I am very excited. Any teasers on what to expect in the upcoming days, weeks, or months?
Heart Gravity, Monday.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
We got to record a show, guys.
like right after this. Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait. And I know that there are other people that have been waiting just as anxiously.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is another episode scheduled next week too.
Cool. Looking forward to it.
All right.
All right. Before we get to the sniff and sip count, anyone else have any other notes on this episode of The Weekly Pint?
No.
Gnome, how do you feel about them talking about your sniffs?
It's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
You took 21 sniffs of your different beverages and 8 sips
Okay.
of your 2 Swine City anniversary
He seems to be
beers.
satisfied with that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, very
swinies.
good. Yes. So 29 total countables in this hour and 15-ish minute episode. That is 58 ounces or 3.625 pints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what they call their regulars, the swinies?
That's what I call them, the swiney heinies, yeah.
Swiney heinies.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we wrap this up, anyone have anything else they want to? God, I'm always so nervous saying this. Anything else you want to say, talk about? Any other notes?
Yes.
All
I'd
right.
like to talk about politics.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Why does she
anything other
ask?
than that? Because I like to think.
I want to say go out and support your local businesses, the ones that you want to
Yes.
see around.
100%.
Go out and do
It's
that.
Just
Just-
as important now as it was 2 months ago.
Not Applebee's or TGI Fridays. Are they still around? Or Texas Roadhouse. Screw those guys. Send people other places.
Yep.
Good local businesses.
Local. As much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, with that being said, Josh, Gnome, Marco, what are you guys going to be doing next Tuesday?
I hope we're all doing this. Cheers.
Sounds good. Cheers.
Cheers.
We'll catch you
Cheers.
guys next week. Oh, yeah. Go
Where's
to
the music?
Go to truthbeerpod.com for all of our stuff. Bye.